So about 2.5 weeks ago, I was at work. I hadn't been feeling very well. I had like a fever and dizziness and a lot of pain, mostly throughout like my head, neck, back and everything. But the thing was, even though I was feverish, it would like come and go. It would spike real high and then it would come down and I'd be fine. A lot of times, Motrin would pretty much take it all away. So I didn't really think it was anything that serious. And then I was at a job and I had to get down on the floor to look under a dishwasher for a leak. And my head just started like, it wasn't really spinning, it was like under a lot of pressure, if that makes sense. Anyway, so I got up and luckily I didn't have to do anything for that job. And I finished everything up and I was trying to walk back to my truck. And I just, I was moving, but I couldn't tell where my feet were going. You know what I mean? So I was kind of stumbling a lot. I got to the truck. Sitting down, I was a little more stable. So I started the truck. I drove to like a little church parking lot, or it was a Boys and Girls Club. And I texted my boss. This was at like 10 o'clock at night, by the way. I was on call. I texted my boss and I told him how I'm feeling. I said, I'm just going to lay back for 15, 20 minutes. It just kept getting worse and worse. And said, I think I'm going to go to the hospital. So one of our other guys lives not too far from where I was at that, like literally like 5 minutes. So he said he's going to send him to take me to the hospital. And like I said, it literally took him maybe 5 minutes to get to where I was. And when he got there, I was out. I was like semi-conscious, but like asleep. And so anyway, he secured the truck up, took me over there, and on the way over, I started like breathing like really fast. So, and I was super cold, like it was freezing. So I get into the hospital and they sepsis alerted me like right away. And took my blood and did a bunch of tests. And I had pains like everywhere. Like it was coming and going. Sometimes it was intense. Sometimes it was, bearable, but it just nonstop. Like I said, this has been going on for months, and I thought maybe I was just, just getting old or whatever, or, because I put weight back on. So eventually, they had a diagnosis, and it wasn't any of that. Pneumonia, severe pneumonia. And it had gotten to the point of risking sepsis. So anyway, that's where I've been, and they got some powerful antibiotics, man, because I was in the chair. They didn't really put me in a room. I guess they have like a patient waiting room thing. But they put this in my IV. And within like 45 minutes, I was coherent again, and I actually drove myself home. But they gave me a lot of antibiotics, but man, let me tell you, I told them, I said, there was like an hour time period there where I literally felt like I was going to die. And they were like, if you hadn't come in, you absolutely could have. Because it just got that bad. And I didn't even know pneumonia was something you could have that bad. And I also didn't know that there were so many different types. But, and then to top it all off, as soon as that ordeal was over, I found out my 6-year-old had RSV. So that's what her coughing's been about. So they said it'd probably go around to every member of the family, and then we'll be fine. But anyway, didn't want to concern anybody. Just want to let you know that's what happened, and that's why I've been off, because I've been recovering from that. But I'll give you guys a pretty exciting update tomorrow.